Waves is a film that speaks about the subject of love and relationships. One important theme of the movie is family. It revolves around the Williams family and their various misfortunes. Tyler Williams resides in an affluent home in Florida with his strict, domineering father, Ronald, his stepmother, Catherine, and his sweet little sister, Emily. Tyler is very popular as he is also on the wrestling team. His father constantly trains him to be the best in wrestling. His training method includes a very early workout and carrying weights. Ronald is seen as the zealous father who pushes him to be the best he can be. Ronald once had a promising football career until he hurt his knee in an accident. Tyler also has a girlfriend, Alexis, who is on the cheerleading squad. The film is broken into two, as the first focus on Tyler's life and the second on his sister's. The first part starts with Tyler and Alexis driving on the road while singing songs. During a wrestling match in school, Tyler hurts his shoulder. Because of the immense pain he feels, he steals his father's meds to get through it. He hides it from the family, especially from his father. His injury means that his planned life would be altered. Ronald teaches Tyler that it is important to give back to the community, and also to volunteer more. Catherine tries to look out for him and takes him to a doctor's appointment where he is told that he has more problems. Tyler's doctor informs him that he has a level 5 injury that requires immediate surgery, and that he needs to stop wrestling immediately to avoid permanent damage. This could stop his college plans. Tyler visits Alexis at her house to have dinner, and afterward, she helps him to dye his hair in the bathroom. He is so happy with her. They share a kiss. Tyler does not have the support structure or skill set to deal with his life's plan being entirely dismantled. He worries that everything might not work out. He doesn't even tell anyone and continues to take pills to cope with the pain. Tyler wants to miss the season but doesn't want to disappoint his father. More problems come up to him as Alexis texts him that she has missed her period and could be pregnant. They meet at the beach where they speak about love. Alexis pours her heart out, telling him that she is scared of getting pregnant. He promises her that he will not leave her. They enter the water and enjoy time together. After she takes a test, she figures out that she is pregnant. Tyler asks her if she wants to keep it. She is conflicted about getting an abortion. He reminds her that they are only teenagers and won't be able to cater to the child. They get into an argument about the baby. She later says that she wants to get rid of it, so he drives her to the abortion clinic. At the front of the clinic, pro-life protesters are sprawled around the area. They plead that abortion is murder and God frowns upon murder. Alexis is scared but goes in either way. Tyler waits for her in the car. Alexis comes out of the clinic, distraught. He questions her if she was able to get rid of it. She tells him that she changed her mind and wants to have the child. In the car, they get into an argument, leading Tyler to cuss at her. He tells them that they are too young to have children. She gets upset and screams at him to stop the car. When he refuses, she hits him. In wrath, Tyler stops the car and Alexis comes out. She begins to walk home, but he trails after her in the car. He pleads with her to come back into the car because of her condition. She refuses and begins to insult him. They cuss each other out and he later drives off, leaving her on the road. With both in non-talking mode, Tyler begins taking more drugs and partying constantly to dangerous levels. His behavior is noticed by Emily when he comes home, jaded and intoxicated. He vomits and sobs at his life. Emily holds and comforts him while he cries. Ronald and Tyler get into an argument as he calls him out for being ungrateful. The rising tension between Tyler and Ronald could be viewed as the storm coming towards that house. Tyler reaches out to Alexis again, saying he's sorry and misses her, to which she reciprocates. He thinks they should go to the dance together and asks if they can talk. She agrees as long as he doesn't fly off the handle. She tells him she's finally keeping the baby. Tyler immediately freaks out and says he wants to talk to her in person, but she says she has told her parents and he shouldn't come over. He calls her out on her bad decision, which leads to her blocking him. With that, he breaks out of his room in wrath. He is later grounded by his parents. In the evening, Tyler watches Alexis' story on social media while she is at the dance. He wonders why she is drinking even as she is pregnant. He steals Ronald's car keys but is caught by Catherine, who tries to stop him from going out. He reacts in wrath, saying she isn't his mother so she doesn't have a right to talk to him. Catherine, who is in tears, tells him that she loves and cares for him. Ronald arrives in time to step into the situation. He tries to force Tyler not to go, but Tyler knocks him to the ground to his bad knee. While Catherine helps him out, Tyler sneaks out. Tyler drives to the dance while Catherine makes frantic phone calls trying to find him, eventually getting Ronald the address of the party. When Tyler gets to the dance, he stalks Alexis, watching her dance and pose with friends. Emily, who is also on the date, sees Tyler and notices that something is off with him. He follows Alexis upstairs to confront her. She is startled when she sees him. He accuses her of sleeping with her date, but she tells him he's gay and complains that he never listens to anything she says. When he asks her about drinking, she confirms that the beers are for her friends. She has been drinking water all night. His behavior scares her, so she tells him that she doesn't want him to be the father of the baby. He is upset when she thinks of him badly. She tries to leave, but he stops her. She goes defensive and begins to slap him repeatedly. In anger, he hits her, knocking her into the floor where she hits her head brutally. He is shocked at the effect of the blow. He notices blood and calls out for her, but she doesn't answer. Panicking, he leaves the scene. The classmates notice Alexis's unconscious body and call the ambulance. Emily quickly understands what happened between them. The others figure out that Tyler was there with Alexis and he may be responsible. Tyler stops at home where Catherine demands to know what's happening before he leaves again. The police arrive at the house and arrest him. Ronald and Catherine watch him being taken by the police. Tyler is imprisoned and there is a court date. He pleads guilty to second-degree murder for Alexis's death and is sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after a few years. With the sentence, the family is shattered, and Emily returns to school where she mostly keeps to herself. She is often bullied and spoken about because of her brother's crime. Following Alexis's funeral, people still call out Tyler for taking her life. She deletes her social media because of her hate for her brother. She then meets Luke, a sweet classmate who asks her out. Luke is kind-hearted and often awkward. During a date, she opens up and lets him know about her problems, especially with her brother. The two begin dating, going on day trips, and falling for each other. Meanwhile, at home, Emily overhears Ronald and Catherine arguing. Ronald feels Catherine is absent and shutting him out, and she asks to be allowed to grieve. She feels like Ronald pushed Tyler too hard and all she can see is Tyler when she looks at him. She also tells him that he often disregarded Emily and never focused on her. Emily is sad about the fact that they are having problems. Catherine feels like Ronald never took care of Emily, and she doesn't want to be near him. As a result, Ronald takes Emily fishing and confesses that he's worried about losing Catherine. Emily is very grateful he has opened up and also opens up herself. Shockingly, she starts to cry, saying she could have stopped Tyler the night of the murder. Ronald tells her it isn't her fault. She confesses she is angry at Tyler, he's a monster, but Ronald says he isn't a monster, he just made a horrible mistake. She holds resentment toward him. Emily and Luke get intimate for the first time. Later, he tells her about his life. His father was abusive and was cut out of his life when he was young. He discovered that he has terminal cancer. Emily also tells him that her birth mother passed away of an overdose. When Luke is informed his father has a week left, Emily convinces him to go to see him, telling him that despite his hatred for his father, he will regret it if he doesn't. The two decide to drive to Missouri, where Luke reconciles with his dying father. While they talk, Emily cries because it is so emotional. She leaves for the elevator to catch her breath and also texts her parents that she would be fine. Luke's father stays alive for longer than expected, and both her parents text Emily, worried about her whereabouts. Luke's father eventually passes away, and Emily consoles Luke as he cries. Inspired to make her family work, she finally texts Catherine, telling her she will be home soon. She tells her that she was doing something important and that she appreciates her and wants to be a family again. To fix things, Catherine visits Tyler in jail and finds some reconciliation with Ronald. Emily returns home and rides her bike, arms outstretched in the open Florida air. Her life is slowly mending itself back together.